That is how we stamp it. Look at that. Woo, hot dang. I almost look like a professional concrete guy, but I'm not. Guys, for this video, I hope y'all learned something. I'm just bringing you what I'm doing, how to do it. And like I said, I'm not the professional on it, but maybe if there's some things y'all want to critique on it, that's fine. Put some comments or messages in there, and we'll see if we can answer them. And there, like I said, there's sometimes more than one way to do something. All right, so here's the update on the front porch. You saw me rip it all out. Here's what we got. We got the front stairs. I'm not sure what order I'm doing these videos. I'll show you the video on when I put these in. The oat steps used to be here. Now they're here. We have everything formed up. I'll show a little bit of this. Look, concrete is, I ain't gonna be the first one to tell you concrete is not, I'm not a concrete dude, but I know the gist of what's going on. So what we got in here, we got it formed up. I'm going to do a video on these little boards here that makes these nice radiuses. That was nice. I found those. It's at Menards. I'm going to do a video and show you guys if you need to do that, where to find it and what to use, because it made it so much nicer. Anyways, back to what we were talking about. So we have in here the rebar. You're like, oh, nice, pretty pink rebar. No, I did not spray paint it. This actually is fiberglass. Let me show you the end of this one here. Okay. It's fiberglass. We're just putting something in here to just help tie it together so things don't break, crack. I mean, concrete cracks, there's no way about it. I'm probably put a couple expansion joints in here just so when it does break, hopefully it breaks on those. But this here, if it breaks and cracks, that way it doesn't break apart and break away. So that is the plan and the gist of that there. Here's a full piece that I didn't use, so you can see. It's just they come in, I believe this is a 10-foot piece. It was like $5 or $6. I actually bought it at Lowe's. It was just a lot lighter, easier to cut. I used a just my Sawzall with a metal blade. That's all I used to cut it, okay? Nothing special. As you can see, I still have a whole lot of work to do because it is blown out. But as I always say, it always gets worse before it gets better. You got to give it time. It doesn't matter if it's any kind of project. It always gets worse. You should have saw my house when I was redoing it. It was awful. It was really bad. But you look at it now and it's all worth it. All right, so when we're getting ready to pour this concrete, I told you we're just gonna grab it and kind of pull it up. Well, so that way they all kind of come up together. It's all intertwined together. We have these little pieces on here, okay? These little wire ties, I call them. Let me show you what I use and how I do that real quick. It's pretty easy. They sell a special tool, makes it easy. Anybody can do it. So let me show you. So you can go buy a bag of these here. They're just the wire ties. Here's what the bag is that I got mine in. Let's see, it's just 6-inch bar ties is what they're called. It's ripped on me, sorry. So 6-inch bar ties. 100 of them in a bag. I think that was like $5 or something. So they're gonna come on this here so they're not all intertwined. To come on this bar so they don't get all tangled up. You just slide one off, okay? This one's already tied together. I want to show you what I did. So you go have them together, wrap it underneath, get your loops as close as you can. Take this handy dandy twister, tie wire twister, that's what it's called, okay? There you go. Like I said, $5, $6 I think for that, maybe something along that line. You're gonna put your hook through both of these eyelets. See, there's an eyelet on both sides, just like this here. When you bend it around, so you want your eyelets to line up as close as you can, you just take your twister and you put it through both of them like that right there, okay? Okay, when I do, you grab them, and then if you're not tied together, just pull up on it, okay? Pull pressure on it, and then you grab it and you just twist. That gets it nice and tight, and then I took mine and just bent it over. I twisted that too many times, it just broke off. That's a good example. If you twist it too many times, it gets weak and it will break off. Like that, so don't twist it too many times. So I was just showing y'all how it's done, but that was a good example. So don't over tighten it, but that gets it nice and tight. And then I just bend the top of it over, that way when you pick it up you don't have those hooks hanging out the top of your concrete. So guys, if you're doing some concrete work, you're trying to tie your rebar together so that way it'll all be somewhat tied together in the concrete. This little tool right here, big time saver. not expensive. Go buy you some of these bar ties, get you the twister, and you'll be in business and you'll get done a whole lot quicker. All right, today's the day we are going to put our sidewalk in. I'm doing this the way I do not want to have to do it, but I'm gonna show you the way I'm doing it. I don't recommend it, but I couldn't get nobody to come out here, or they were busy, or they're way too expensive. Because all I got here, I got about a yard and a half. Okay, we're pouring this little pad here just around the stairs that we built down there and around the other side. It's about a yard and a half, so we get to hand mix it all. We got 45 bags. So, we just gotta do it. Like my shirt says, nothing to it but to do it. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna hand mix all this, put it in there. Hopefully it won't be too bad, but we'll kind of keep you through the process here and see how it goes. Why do they gotta make this stuff so heavy? Alright guys, now I'm going to try stamping this. I've never stamped any of this like this before. This probably isn't the best method because I have some other places that, like, this isn't flexible. It's a rigid stamp, so there's nothing flexible, so I can't bend it up the steps to get into some small spots. But I'm kind of using by hand a squeegee. My wife had this idea. It was a pretty good idea. It works out. Take that, make the impression of kind of whatever you want it, kind of make it with the same amount style you're going with, and we'll go from there. So what you do is you line this up with where I already had the impression. Okay, I'm gonna line this up, sit it back down in it. And we're just gonna push on it. The concrete's not too set up. It's kind of a fine line. You just gotta kind of play with it of how far is it set up, too much or not enough. So it's just something you kind of got to play with. I can't really give you the exact answer on that one. And there's voila. Like that one there, I'm going to set it back down. It's not as deep as I want, so what I'm going to do is set this back down. Give me that. Then I'm going to take a little mallet here and I'm just going to bump it. That will help it get down there. And you might hear a dog barking in the background. That's Weenie. But he's not out here because as soon as he comes out here, you know what he's going to want to do. He's going to want to step right in it. So he's mad right now because he has to be inside while we're all out here. There we go. That looks much better. See, it's not too deep, but it's got a little impression to it, okay? See everything? So then you can go and take it so you don't repeat the pattern. You can kind of go and rotate it now. So that way, see, this is still gonna match up, but it's gonna have a different pattern, so I don't have the exact same pattern. all the way down through there. So kind of pan over here, you can kind of see what I've been doing. There's some spots that I've hand done that I've got to come back and kind of clean up with a brush or a wire brush after the fact, but when we get all done, you won't see any of that. It'll all be good. So that is where we are at. Now I'm gonna finish this out. Some of it's probably a little too wet, but I'm gonna finish out down through this, and then we got some other stuff we gotta do after that. I still got that whole section down there I gotta do for the step up here. So guys, I hope this is something that helps you all out, so stay tuned, keep watching, and we'll get this thing finished up. I do say so myself. I think it looks pretty dang good. Got to do this little section right up here. Got everything over there done. Just got to get this form off. That's the hard part, is trying to know when you take the forms off. Because like I said, this piece actually is really not what I should be using. But I made it work. You really need a floppy one to be able to do these corners and up against this stuff. It makes it a whole lot easier. Alright, so we're going to finish this little section up and we will have the whole kit and caboodle done. Guys, we appreciate it. Thanks for watching. As always, if you would, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, hit the notification bell. That way, anytime I have something new come out, you can watch it and stay posted. Guys, the channel's growing. We appreciate y'all watching. We do. Hit that like button. It helps us out a lot. Hey, check out the merchandise. I have some shirts on there. Go check that out as well. And remember, as always, why hire a guy when you can DIY? Thanks for watching.